Hey guys, so if you're watching this, you're probably about to hop on a quick call with me. So I kind of just want to go over everything about our system, how it works, and how it will completely change how your business brings in revenue consistently. Okay, so first thing I want to go over with this is what we've done for the past. I'm just taking a quick, example of what we did for one of our contractors this past month. In the month of July, we got him 10 new jobs, literally in a month. He signed 10 of them. 9 of them were repairs. One of them was a full exterior job, and it amounted up to around $50,000 in additional revenue on top of what he was already doing. And almost none of it comes from being clever with ads. So that's kind of what I want to go over is it's not just the ads that brought him this, amount of revenue in a single month. It's everything else that we do on top of just running the ads for you. All right, next thing I want to go over is the process of what the ad actually does. So what an ad does is literally one job. It buys attention and that's it. So here's your business right here. You guys offer all these services and then you have this pool of your customers right here. All you do is basically buy the attention of these customers through ads. That's literally all ads do. So people expect ads to book tons of jobs, but there's more steps to it than just buying the attention. So there's 3 steps that I'm talking about, and that's right here. So the ad buys the attention. The 3 things that happen after are what actually books the job. So the 3 things are a form. So you need a really good form, quality form that has a bunch of metrics on it that will qualify your future customer to make sure they're fit to work with you. Next is the callback, which is what you guys do. So you want to call them back as quickly as possible. Speed to lead is probably the most important part of this entire equation. And then after that, almost as important as the initial call is the day 2 call or follow-up sequence. So most contractors will literally buy ads and then expect them to book jobs, but that's not the case. You need to buy the traffic and then, implement these 3 steps into your business to actually book the job and catch it. So for this next section, I want to go over what the real fight is. And this is a quick little diagram that explains speed to lead and why it's so important. So a contractor is, one of 3 options. A homeowner doesn't always call just one contractor, they'll call a couple. So there's you who calls back in 10 minutes, and then there's maybe another contractor who calls back at 5 p.m., and then there's someone who never calls back the lead that they get. So right now, once you buy the traffic and it comes to you and they fill out the form and all of those steps, you're not competing on price and you're not competing on quality. The thing you're competing on is who picks up first. And you want to be the first person to pick up that phone and dial your lead and book the call. Literally, speed to lead is the most important thing. So if you're the first person to call and they pick up, you have a super high chance of booking that job before you even compete on price or quality of work. All right, next thing I want to go over is the holes in your bucket and why spending more on ads isn't going to really fix much. So one is the specific ad you've created is sometimes about you, which is completely wrong. You don't want the ad being about you. A lot of people put like family owned, quality workmanship, all that kind of stuff. Like no one cares about that. They want to see the work and they want to see that you're proficient at it. So next thing is that you send the leads to a website instead of a form. Like I mentioned earlier, you do want a form that just pops up and they can fill it out and send it off. When you send someone to your website, nobody's going to fill out 6 fields on a slow page. That's just not ideal. The next thing that no one talks about is nobody calls back quick. And this is kind of what I was talking about earlier with speed to lead is say someone's hand goes up, they see your ad, they fill out your form, they send it at 10 o'clock in the morning and you're on a roof all day. You call back at 5 p.m. after you're off, the roof or off the job. And someone else already booked them at 11 a.m. So you have no chance of ever booking that person again because they booked, with someone else. And then the last thing is what I mentioned earlier as well, is you call once, you have no follow-up. So say they're at work, they filled out the form on lunch, they go back off lunch and it's 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They're back at work. You don't call them again, you don't call them after work and the job disappears completely and you never knew it was there. So you can't fix a leaking bucket by pouring faster water or pouring water quicker. It's not going to work. If you spend more money on ads, it's not going to fix the problems that you have right here. It's not going to fix follow-up. It's not going to fix how fast you respond to them. It's not going to fix any of that. It's just going to waste more of your money. All right, guys, next thing I want to go over is what we actually build for you guys. So we have a very straightforward system that is extremely efficient in bringing in leads and more book jobs for our contractors. So basically how it is set up is we build ads that interrupt. So we build ads on Meta, which includes Facebook and Instagram. This is the place where a lot of your ideal homeowners who want your services are going to be in the evening or during the day on lunch, whenever, whatever time of day it is. So basically we build the ads that show a real job site, a real before and after image with your offer, and then maybe a line that talks about what they worry about or something like that. So it builds trust. It shows that you do good work and it relates to them, which is, are all things that are going to pull them into clicking on your ad. Once they click, they have a form. It takes 10 seconds, so it opens inside of the app as well, so you do not need a website. It won't, if you have a super slow website, doesn't matter. It's in the app. You don't have to worry about this. It basically just has name, number, 2 questions that will instantly tell you if it's worth, if it's a lead that's worth it, it's worth, going out to, all of that kind of stuff. And then the last thing we have built for you guys is a follow-up system, which is basically when someone submits a form, a text goes out the second they submit with your name on it or your company's name on it, saying that you're basically going to call them back as soon as you can. And then from there, all you have to do is call them. And obviously speed to lead is important. So as quickly as you can call them is ideal. And then there's 3 parts. They all work together. So basically they see the ad we build. super short form, which is going to make them fill it out super easily. They get a text in 60 seconds, and you call first. Do not wait to call them. Call them as quickly as possible. And this system basically is set up so that you stop wasting money on the ads, and you have a system that will ideally just pull more of your ideal customer and also allow you to book more jobs with them. And if you break one link, the whole thing kind of stops paying. All right, guys, next thing I want to show you is what this actually looks like for the contractors we work with. So one of our contractors, before he started working with us, he had good work, he had a good crew, but jobs came almost entirely from word of mouth and referrals, so he had no idea what the next months were going to look like for him. But after about 30 days in his best month, he booked 10 jobs, 9 being repairs and 1 full exterior job. And one of these jobs is going to pay for literally months of the service we offer. So his return on investment is absolutely huge just by implementing our system. And this month, booked almost $50,000 or over $50,000 in signed work just from a single month of doing this process. So what did the heavy lifting? It was not the Genius ads, and it was because no one who raised their hand got left sitting there. Our super easy and simple form to fill out will pull people in, and then the follow-up system we have will literally just help push you guys in the right direction so that when you do call, they're ready to book and they're ready to start working with you if you guys can sell well. All right, guys, I hope this all made sense in terms of what we will bring to the table and how much you guys can expect to grow from this system. Again, I'm super excited to get this started with you, and I will see you on the call.